Hi, in this video we are going to see what lessons we can learn from this corona pandemic. Welcome to FINDAS, a place where you can be financially bindas. This is Samir Machwe and I am going to help you create abundance in your life. It has been almost 4 months now that we are living under these lockdown conditions due to this COVID-19 pandemic. This is a very unique situation that the whole world is facing simultaneously. Most of the world is living under a constant threat, something similar to a warlike situation. Survival has become very challenging for many people on this earth. For many, their income is either lost, reduced, or already at stake. The way people work has drastically changed, and suddenly major part of the world population is on the internet. Most people have adjusted well to the change, but a few of the brick and mortar workforce continues to suffer. I wonder what life would be after the pandemic subsides eventually in future. This lockdown has given each one of us enough time to introspect about our own life. I too learned a lot of things during this time with self, and I am sharing the top 5 lessons I learned during this introspection in this lockdown. First is working on yourself. That is your mindset. This is very crucial. There is a huge amount of negative information that was shared with all of us during this last 4 months. Almost all information sources were flooded, including the TV news, the print media, the social media, with bad news from COVID related numbers as well as economic downturn, many businesses going bankrupt, stock markets and oil prices falling, and much more. A continuous inflow of such disempowering news has a bad impact on your mindset. It is very critical that we maintain a positive and empowered state of mind. Most people have realized this truth the hard way. For those who do not feed their brains regularly with positive and growth-oriented conversations on a continuous basis face breakdowns during this phase. As doctors report, there are more deaths due to fear rather than corona itself. For me, I have a collection of around 450 books at my home, and I have been working on my mindset for many years now. I am an avid reader, and that keeps my brain calibrated for optimal performance. Due to this, I was actually able to improve my business during this lockdown. You need enough money in the liquid form. That is the second thing that I learned. This pandemic has brought one fact to the forefront very clearly. That is, you need enough liquid assets to survive such a phase. Most people who had their high net worth but were invested in illiquid assets such as real estate are suffering financially. The people realize that one of the most important aspects of financial management is cash flow. All those who did not have proper cash flow were financially facing challenges they never thought they would ever deal with. There were people who lost their jobs or their businesses were dysfunctional due to the lockdown. People stuck up at distant locations away from their home with little money and the like. We must learn the lesson and create proper sources that are liquid and produce enough cash flow for us to survive. Additionally, one needs to create a proper contingency fund that would be sufficient for one to survive for almost a year, say, without an income. The third thing I learned was gratitude. A lot of people suffered a lot during this corona pandemic due to not having enough money or not having a place to live. Migrant workers, for instance, had to suffer the most, with majority of them working on daily wages, and suddenly their jobs were gone and they were left unemployed. They had nowhere to go but to their hometowns just to survive. There are millions in this country that were faced with great suffering, mental depressions, hunger. There are a few of us who did not face any of these situations. We were blessed to have enough money and food to eat. We had our house to keep ourselves safe, and we had our families with us. The first thing I realized was how blessed I was to have a normal life with little suffering during this COVID-19 pandemic. I am really grateful to nature or God for having blessed me with the basic resources and love of my family and friends. The next thing I realized that we need less money than we imagine. Over the last 4 months, one thing that I clearly realized was that my expenses were reduced drastically. I need much less money now than ever in last 10 years. My life is least affected by the absence of things like eating outside or shopping online or even traveling. Of course, I had to get used to this new order of life, which wasn't easy. I was lucky enough to have a decent income even during this period and was actually able to increase my investments. The next thing I realized that saving and investing is the key to an abundant life. Money is a resource and it needs to be used with proper care. Many of us realize that how saving money during the good times is very crucial, and not just saving but also investing money such that it works hard for you is extremely critical. Most of our education system fails to address this part of the financial management. If you are very casual with your money when the times were good, you must have surely felt the heat during this lockdown period. Many people realize that giving priority to investing is the key to sailing through such testing times. Lack of enough money will short circuit your mind and create undue stress in life that can be avoided by being more disciplined when the times are good and money is flowing. Most people, however, try to manage their financial lives on their own without having enough experience of managing money. I recommend having a financial expert to deal with your financial life. These are the lessons I learned. None of us knows when this COVID-19 pandemic will end. But whenever it does, life won't be the same again. This event has left a big dent on the lives of each one of us. Few of us will learn the lesson and move on. Others who fail to learn will be left to suffer in the times to come. I hope you learn the lesson and your life turns out to be better than it was in the past. If you want more such videos in future, do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Do follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook too. Thanks for watching and I will see you.